Roles of 21st Century Orchestra and its community. Japan Century Symphony Orchestra (JSO) is a trailblazer in creative, interactive, and participatory community program in Japan. A community program includes activities in local communities, collaboration with different spheres like education and welfare, experiential performances. The program began in 2014 and is now entering its 10th year, which has adopted the following four principles: interaction among musicians and various participants, music creation and improvisation workshops, respect participants' initiatives and creativity. For the participants, music and musicians become more personal and relevant to them. When we talk about a community program, I cannot help mentioning them. To start the program, JCSO appointed Makoto Nomura as director of the program in order to draw out the capabilities of orchestra players and to complement their skills. Makoto Nomura is a composer, pianist, and keyboard harmonica player and has been actively engaged in community music. As the director, he is in charge of facilitating workshops, writing out music score that came out of these workshops, and giving training and advice to orchestra players. Now, I'd like to pick up some of the programs and introduce to you them. First one is the Work Music Project. The project gives young people registered with non-profit organization Hello Life the opportunity to create music or collective composition and to actually perform the music. Hello Life supports young people seeking jobs in unique and alternative ways. There are several ways of output, including being able to play the music composed together with orchestra musicians, or contributing to a musical work to a professional musician, and then the musician performs the work in their recital. Through this creative path, the young people are exposed to others and different ideas, and then will be able to expand their views in their jobs and lives as a whole. JCSO musicians also perform improvised music sessions with elderly people. We call it living room orchestra. The reason for taking up improvised music is because people whose language abilities have deteriorated due to dementia and people who cannot rely on their memories are able to participate. Workshops are also held, targeting senior citizens in good health to create music works by multiple sessions. Another program, Shonai World Music Workshop and Music Festival, is where people in community from age 0 to their 80s are gathered, with not only orchestral instruments but also instruments from Japan and other Asian countries. Participants exchange ideas and in the end create a piece of music work which is performed at the local music festival. The first half of the music festival features wind bands, dance, and praise by local residents. The music piece composed under the project is the last performance in the festival. The music festival is sponsored by Tonaka City, but is conducted in cooperation with a local citizen activity group, a conservatoire, and JCSO. The project began when JCSO consulted with Tonaka City that they wished to have a program for interacting with local citizens, and Tonaka City suggested to establish a program in Shonai area in order to resolve multiple social issues in the region. We are now virtually gathering in Hong Kong, right? In Hong Kong, JCSO has an amazing friend as well, ID Art, in Jockey Club Rehabilitation Center. After the Makoto's 3 months of Artist and Residence project in the center in 2018, the following year we invited 13 artists with different abilities and its staff to Osaka, Japan, and rendered experimental and creative show named the Behavior Problem Show, along with professional musicians and choreographers and other talented artists from an arts and care facility in Japan, Tampopo no Ie. For further development, JCSO is now focusing on some issues, and I am picking now 3 of them. First, training musicians. To train our musicians, we may send them to workshops and improvisation training programs. We also collaborate with foreign orchestras such as Manchester Camerata, Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, and BBC Symphony Orchestra to develop the musician's skills. In March, we published a booklet, The Root of Music, a workshop handbook made with the orchestra. Evaluation and effective measurement. Evaluations are necessary for evaluating oneself as well as for sharing project content to third parties. In some cases, it is necessary to introduce evaluation standards by involving external experts. For our living room orchestra project, a psychologist was brought into the team to conduct verifications. Quality. Any kind of artistic activity asks for quality of output. However, the quality is dependent on the context. It is important to expand one's own quality without being fastened to existing values. For this, it is necessary for artists to take pride in the fact that they are producing high-quality output and require themselves of the same quality and enthusiasm as play Beethoven on stage. Finally, I will sum up roles of 21st century orchestra that we found out through these activities. Number 1. Not to divide or classify people according to their artistic experience, knowledge, and social backgrounds. Number 2. To learn from community and other spheres first, and then start delivering or sharing music with them. If we have to invite the community to our wonderful orchestra world, first of all, we should be invited to the community. Thank you very much.